Maj on, sorry, I'm just making sure I'm doing good. Okay, I'm on the road to this job right now. And here on this video, I wanted to share with you my thoughts on my whole wealth building journey. And this part and the whole journey in itself made the journey much, much bigger. It amplified it. It expanded it to the point where I understand how to do things from sales, marketing, hiring, firing, how to understand my accounting, how to understand a network with different people, how to really engage on social media, how to really put myself out there, you know. For example, on this video, man, for those that are in the crypto market, man, it is popping off right now. Big shout out to everybody getting those gains today. It is a beautiful day out here in Colorado. What I learned with doing real estate investing in particular, and that's investing time or investing money for my wealth building journey. Excuse me. To kind of give you a quick backstory on how I came about real estate, I have, say it was around 2016. Yeah, 2016, I graduated college and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I got a major in health and exercise science and business entrepreneurship. The funny thing about both of them is that I implement them today, but I don't implement them to work for somebody else. I implement them to work for myself. And I work for myself to serve people. What the hell? This guy is an idiot. Man, out here in Colorado, people are fucking wild, dude. You could have made it. This person went all the way from the left lane to the right, just holding up everybody. Anyways, I put my skills and my value to work for my clients and my customers to make sure that I'm actually providing the most highest quality value that I can possible. And that's done by continuously learning every day, step by step by step. And I honestly feel like there's no other way to do it. If you stop learning and you really just think that learning and education stops when you graduate from an institution, that's where it's going to bite you in the ass. So I graduate college, end up finding out, hey, I'm going to work for myself. Started my online personal training, did really well, had about 3-5 clients, never really grew it past, I would say 10, 15, because I realized that online training wasn't meant for me, because I'm more so focused on the time when I can, hey, what's going on, everybody? Please like, share, subscribe. I would love it if you can like, share, subscribe to this content. I'm more somebody that when I go to the gym, I want to go there for myself and work out. And I realized this very early because I was starting to be in a training session with somebody and I would think about, I can't wait to get my lift in today. I really needed to be focused in the moment, right? So after about 2016, 2018, I was working as a personal trainer online, and then I also had a sales business because sales is a skill that you can apply to anything in life, whether you think you are or not. Everyone is selling anything, something. They're selling themselves. They're selling the value that they have to offer in a moment of talking. Like me talking to you in this video, I'm selling myself by talking to you, and you're sharing this moment with who I appreciate. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys tuning in here to give you, and I'm sharing with you this value in itself, right? So I was learning sales, selling door to door, doing personal training, and I realized like, hey, along these ways of what I'm doing, hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Where y'all coming in live from? Please like, share, subscribe. I truly would appreciate it. But as I'm going along these processes of different jobs, different gigs, so to speak, I'm picking up different skills as I go, and I'm putting them in my bag, right? And kind of fast forwarding, I'm skipping a lot because I really want to get to the point. As I fast forwarded to 2019, that is when I learned about doing this thing, Airbnb. I heard about it. I did an Airbnb once, and I enjoyed it when I was staying in the Airbnb. And I thought to myself, what does it take to actually run this Airbnb? How much do they even make? I had all these kind of questions popping up in my head. And for me, when I get to that point where questions just keep popping up in my head, I have to actually look it up. I have to research. I'm naturally just a curious guy. So I go up on YouTube, look up how to run an Airbnb, but I ran into a problem. What is that problem, you may ask? I didn't own a property. I ended up figuring out, oh geez, I need to get away from this car here. I figured out how to run an Airbnb without owning a property and not coming up with thousands of dollars to put on a down payment. Instead, I can take control of the asset and use that asset to earn. So when I learned this, it was a light bulb moment. And I realized that, hey, if I'm just controlling an asset, that's great. However, if I don't own the asset, I don't get the appreciation. And if you want me to go over the basics of like assets, cash flow, things like that, I can go on over that on a different video. But that in itself was a lesson for me, because it made me see that, hey, if I can think creatively more so than other people do, because most people think, when they think creatively, they kind of get scared and wonder like, okay, but if I do this, it might actually work, then what? And there's always that then what. But as you start to go about the journey and solve the then whats as they come up, that's what I also learned from real estate when I started doing wholesaling in real estate, right? So for those that don't know, wholesaling is essentially when you get a property under contract and you lock it up. Lock it up means that you get it under contract. Jeez, there's my water. You get it under contract. A lot lower than most people on the open market would buy at, right? So you can wholesale anything, really. You're basically getting something for less and then selling it for more, flipping it to somebody else. In this situation in particular, you're flipping the contract, you're flipping the agreement. I don't like using the word contract. I use the word agreement. If you know, you know. So what I did was I actually got into wholesaling creative deals. And creative deals in the real estate space is subject to seller finance, and there's a whole other multitude of different type of ways where you can get properties under contract. This situation in itself really opened up my mind, where it deviated everything that I was doing from running my own business to learning about stock options, NFTs, learning about what are the different things I did, online training, learning about different type of ways to build wealth, because I was really, from my time where I was graduating college, all I wanted to do was get out of debt, right? All I wanted to do was just be free of that burden and amplify my growth in the way where I can actually help others prosper as well. So that's where I was what to do. Okay, I don't know. What do you call them? There's a joke that I'm trying to figure it out. Anyways, let me make sure I'm going the right direction. Give me 1 second. Cha-ching! Yo, that is actually hilarious. I appreciate that. Oh, there we go. All right, so as I was going about the journey of doing real estate, I also realized that with the community that I was a part of, that I joined, subject to community, very amazing group of people. I was able to learn real estate fast in 3 years and learn how to actually buy properties, sell them to somebody else, buy them. I haven't done a fix and flip yet. Eventually, I would like to do a fix and flip. I'm just looking to get out of debt first before I do anything like that. I can use other people's debt, but right now I'm just like, let me get out of my debt that I have with my businesses and my personal self. Almost out of personal debt 100%. I'm about like 15 to fluctuates between 15 and 20% utilization on revolving credit lines, which I bounce back and around with the business as well. But I don't recommend it. I'm not your financial advisor. I am just ultimately just sharing with you what I've been doing with wealth building during this whole process. I'm actually not going to take out any more personal debt ever. Debt is one of the worst things that you can. All right, if you don't know how to use debt responsibly, it's one of the worst things that you can do when it comes to your finances. You know, if you just get out debt and you don't have a plan for that debt, that's something that can really eat you up, eat your future gains up, and you just really don't want to get into that, especially if you're later in your years. Fortunately, you know, as I've gone about my life, I've been realizing like, hey, I can leverage myself and double down on myself. But it's only a smart way to double down on yourself when you educate in a way where you know what you want to do. Like when you visualize the end in mind, that's what's going to get you success, is visualizing the end in mind, right? So going to my point, you know, with doing real estate, it's come down to these 5 things, right? So 1, you don't need your own money to invest in real estate. You can use other people's money, and obviously when you use other people's money, you need to give them a return, but that return has to be enough still for you to gain a return for it to make sense for everybody else, right? So you don't have to use anybody else's money, you can leverage it. 2, it's better to control an asset. You don't need to own the asset per se, but if you're just starting out, you just need to be able to control that asset and control how many people are utilizing that space on a daily, monthly, yearly basis. Okay. 3, cash flow is king. If you have a property where you made a lump sum up front when you close the deal, and then you're also still controlling that asset afterwards and earning cash flow, those positive gains in the green are going to get you on top. It's going to get you to start amplifying, and it compounds one after another, if you're able to do rules such as the BRRRR strategy, which I'm not going to do the BRRRR strategy, inshallah, ever. I'm not looking to pull out any other debt. I'm just going to leverage other people's debt that they've gotten and buy property subject to and seller finance. Those are my goals for this upcoming year, is to get 100% out of debt and then start buying these properties and owning them ourselves and doing things such as like unique Airbnb property stays. I'm not going to be managing anymore. I'm going to give that over to one of my buddies that has a management company, and then just have a portfolio of those. But I'm not going to scale any portfolio in just like multiple different states. It's going to be in just one area, because when we're in one area, we can just focus on that area and then just grow it. When I did start off doing real estate, I was spread out doing marketing all over the damn place. And that's another thing too. If you think you're gonna make money, here, let me make sure hold on. If you think you're gonna make money by just throwing a bunch of dollar bills at a problem, that's a good way to lose money fast. Ask me how I know. I just burned that shit on marketing costs, and it went completely nowhere. And that's what I did when I was doing a campaign that was marketed across the whole country. Don't recommend it. Stay in one area, allow the algorithm to really focus on that area, get to know what is what your particular strategy is, and then get pointed to that. That's what I've been doing for my cleaning business in itself, is just really staying focused in just one area and cultivating in that area and just keeping it compounding, right? So what was the next thing? Let's see, number 5. Is this person? Oh, okay, it's a worker, I think. Okay, well, that's so strange. Man, I've seen it all. This worker is, I think he has a kilt on. It made me feel, I was like, yo, am I in Scotland? That is strange, bro. Colorado, man, Colorado. Driving through the mountains of Colorado. What was it? I think it's number 4. Location is true for sure. You want to find a property. I'm looking for properties myself, and when I say you want to buy a property, this is me talking to myself. You want to find a property that is in a area that you see yourself living in, right? So if I am going to buy a property, it's because I can see me living there, and I would mind moving in.
In 2 miles, take exit 248 toward Floyd Hill, Beaver Brook.
I wouldn't mind moving in if I had to. Ultimately, because I'm looking to own properties, my end goal, my ultimate end goal, state in beautiful areas all over the world. A lot of people that I been sharing the real estate journey with, I just noticed that they want to focus on just one area and just build that area up, which makes sense. I was talking about that earlier, but for me, I'm looking to own these properties in a irrevocable trust and have my kids enjoy these areas and have them experience an area, because I'm a firm believer that there's energy in these different areas that you can learn from and be exposed to at any given moment in time. I don't want to dive too deep into it, but I'm a firm believer that if you are learning and developing as a person, it's going to amplify that when you travel. So if I can have my bloodline travel around this world and just learn different type of things that allow others to grow and they pull others up in this planet with them, that's key. When I was
in a half mile, take exit 248 toward Floyd Hill, Beaver Brook.
When I was a kid, I wasn't able to travel as much. We only went on one family vacation. I remember this to the sand dunes, right? And when I went to the sand dunes, I'm so grateful for that. Don't get me wrong. I had to go.
Take exit 248.
Beautiful place, the sand dunes. Definitely check it out if you guys have not yet. I do have to jump off here in a second, but I just wanted to share with you this before I go on a tangent.
In 600 feet, at the traffic circle, take the first exit onto US 40 East.
US 40 East, okay. As I share this with you, the main takeaway is, as you experience life, you're going to do different type of things in your life.
Exit the traffic circle onto US 40 East.
The most important
Continue on US 40 East for half a mile.
The most important thing is to walk away from an experience more than you walked to that experience, right? So if you walked to an experience in your life, a situation, and you walk away from that experience and you didn't walk away with anything, stop, turn back around, at least walk away with 5 different type of things, three different type of things that you can.
In a quarter mile,